There's a great book by Dr. Robert Cialdini entitled Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion, and I just recently finished reading this book and I found so many nuggets in it that apply to real estate. It really does a deep dive on the scientific study of why people make decisions. After reading this, what I want to do today is I want to break down 6 principles that are discussed in the book that we can apply to real estate. The first principle they identified was the principle of reciprocity, and basically what this means is that as human beings, if someone gives us something, naturally what we want to do is we want to give back to them. As I began to study this and think about how does this affect real estate agents, I began to look at it from a couple of different perspectives. The first one was this: our potential or future clients. What is it that you're giving them that gives them the opportunity to then want to give back to you? Are you providing with accurate information on what's going on in the marketplace? Are you providing them with information about the things that affect them? Home values, trends in real estate, interest rates, how those things affect what they're doing. You see, when you become the person that gives more to the clients or gives more to the prospective clients, all of a sudden now they want to give back more to you. Also, your past clients, what is it that you continue to do to thank them? Are you giving them something? Are you reminding them or celebrating with them their 1-year anniversary of their home? You see, when you give to your past clients, now they're at a place where they can't really give you their business if they're not ready to make another change, but what they can do is they can keep you top of mind and refer other people to you. By giving, I promise you're going to receive. The second principle is consistency, and what this says is that as you consistently add value to people, they begin to trust you. You know, we always talk about we're in the know, like, trust business. Consistency gives you the ability for people to begin to know you better. It also gives you the place where they begin to like you because they can see patterns of how you roll, things you do, way you present things, who you are as a person, and then all of a sudden that consistency leads to trust. So what is it you're doing on a consistent basis to add value to other people? Are you doing a monthly newsletter? Are you out there providing information about properties to your potential future clients? Are you at a place where you're consistently adding to your social media platforms? You see, consistency leads to trust, but I'll promise you, trust leads to business. The third principle is social proof. You see, when people aren't sure what to do, what they do is they look for other people that have done what they're planning to do and they follow their lead. This leads us from a real estate perspective to exactly to what we see more and more of, which is online testimonials and recommendations. How are you letting people know that other people have done business with you? Are you doing this through graphics on social media? Are you celebrating when someone closes? Instead of saying, hey, another one sold by me, you're actually going in there and telling the story of what that buyer did, or how you help that seller get their home sold for a higher price in a faster time period. You see, when we share the stories, when we get to a place where we show social proof, people all of a sudden now see that they may not be sure about who they should work with, but because they see other people doing business with you, they follow their lead. The fourth principle is liking. Liking gives us the opportunity really to get people to know us better. We talked about it just a little bit earlier where we're in the know, like, trust business. Well, this all starts with liking. I love the story I've heard someone say one time where they were like, listen, if I go on a blind date and I'm on that date, I'm going to get to a place where I'm questioning, do I know, do I like, and do I trust these folks? Let me tell you what happens initially though. If I go on a blind date and I'm like, you know what, I don't really like this person, but I really trust them, probably not going to go on that second blind date or that second date. What I am going to do though is if I go on this and I'm like, you know what, I really like this person. I don't know if I can trust them, but I really like them. I'm going to take the next step and take that second date. You see, what this principle of liking means is that you need to put yourself out there in an authentic way where people can begin to understand who you are. It acts as a filter. Now you're at a place where if they don't like you, they're not going to be a square peg trying to go into your round hole, and making sure that you're not doing business with people that you can't help. The principle of liking is critical. If you're not likable, you're not going to get from starting your business to where you want it to go. The fifth principle is the principle of authority, and basically what this states is that people love doing business with authority figures, people they feel like that have a complete control over a situation. They're a person of authority. They're someone that has dominion over something. They understand it. They've done it before. It also tells us that if you're at a place where you're in real estate and you're wondering, how do I set myself up as a person of authority? We've talked a little bit about this, consistently providing updates on people that you've done business with, telling those stories. Also, market reports. reports, sharing what's going on in the market. Simply going on and shooting a video on a consistent basis that basically says, hey, this past month we had 40 sales in our neighborhood, or 4 sales in our neighborhood. We had 3 places go under contract, and we have 2 that came on the market. Just by you simply coming from an authority position of giving the information and understanding what's going on in the market, all of a sudden the value people see in you goes up. Not only that, it gives them the understanding that if they're wanting to do business, they're going to naturally be drawn to the person they feel has the most authority in the industry. Video gives you that opportunity. Information gives you that opportunity. Everything in your business gives you the opportunity to share information in a way that you're seen as the authority figure. The 6th principle is scarcity. Now I'm going to talk about how this works in real estate, but I want to also come from the flip side of this, which is where I try to come from, which is abundance. Scarcity basically says this, that someone is persuaded to make a decision based on the fact that they're afraid they might miss out. We've seen this over the past couple of maybe 18 months since the pandemic. We've seen people that are scared they're going to miss out on a house, so they pay more than they usually would. Some cases they had to. There's also this mindset of interest rates are as low as they've ever been, so I have to go refinance my house. I have to go buy a new house. I have to reposition. Some of that is true, but when you operate from a place of scarcity, those are short-term decisions that you're making people make, and sometimes that leads to buyer remorse or thinking maybe they didn't make the right decision. I want to come from a place of abundance, and let me just tell you what that looks like for me. That comes from a place of, listen, we're in an environment really as real estate agents that I've never seen before. The market that I serve, when I started, I feel like the old guy that's saying back in my day, but when I started in this business, this little stretch of beach I'm on, there was only $36 million worth of sales opportunity. There is going to be over 6 billion with a B sales opportunities in the same beach that only 20-something years ago had 36 million. When I have agents come to me and they're like, listen, it just seems like there's not any business to do out there. Are you kidding me? The fields are white, the workers are few. What is it you're doing to understand the abundance of being in this business right now, having the opportunities we have to serve people in the way we have the ability to serve them, and to grow a business like never before? Listen, if you'll apply these 6 principles, I promise it's going to give you the ability to serve your clients better, give them the information they need to make the best decision for them, and to grow your business like wildfire. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.